Hello, welcome to SquishiVision. I'm Harris. I mistimed this, so I've got the YouTube super quick because got to work very soon. But yeah, this was Andor, episode 6 VI, which I just realized somewhat hilariously shares the same name as the latest episode Rings of Power, as in the one that was on last Friday. So that's a fun thing. Not sure that was deliberate or not, but that'd be the thing. And yeah, this episode sees the combination of the past five kind of erupt in essentially a heist. And yeah, it was tense. It last episode put you very much in the heart of the calm before the storm feeling of the anticipation of going into like battle and like the fear and the kind of anxiety, and this is like the kind of pressure of being in that moment, knowing at any second things could go wrong. There are still like a lot of unanswered questions. We didn't know like a full plan, so we were still trying to work things out as we went along. I'm not sure why the involvement of got cast names here. I'm not sure why the involvement of Belle and Cinta were kept secret from, I guess, nearly everyone else, or at least Andor, but potentially also Skeen and Karis, I think, or whoever that the guy here is. When it was pretty much infiltrate through another way after jamming the comms and meet up with them. Also, if they could all infiltrate through that way, why didn't they all go that way? I'm a bit, I guess they needed, but yeah, no, I mean, that would be how I do. I don't understand that. Maybe it gets revealed later on. Something tells me it won't quite get revealed later on. I'm not entirely sure. I'm a bit lost, but maybe I need to like read someone else's interpretation, but there seems to be something there which got lost on me. But I mean, apart from that, it was tense. Like, I was, this is a heist show about a rebellion. It was pretty certain something was gonna go not to plan. Like, if a heist goes to plan, it's boring, so it's like waiting for it to not go to plan and the anxiety of that, which is, I guess, also what their kind of anxiety is. And it was quite gritty in places. Like, they literally held a child hostage, and Skeen was literally holding a rifle to a child's neck, pushing it into the neck to kind of give her a degree of threat. Another thing I guess that bothered me was the Mexican standoff scene of when the colonel had a pistol on one of the people and was like, let the boy go, which is a nice kind of twist because it's the Empire telling them to let go of the child hostage, which is interesting, but I guess hypocritical. And obviously it's the child of a senior Imperial officer, but like, he was one person with one pistol surrounded by three other people with, actually no, four other people with rifles, and I guess the fear is, oh, you might shoot him and the shot might go off and kill the person he's pointing the pistol at, but then that's what happens anyway. Someone comes from another place and shoots him, but it's like, it's not as if he had eyes on everyone who... I know Mexican standoff still makes sense in fiction. They're there to make drama, but they don't... It only makes sense if, I guess, you have a freeway and everyone's pointing at everyone else, or if you have like two people and they're like, it doesn't make sense otherwise. If you have the weapon majority, you're gonna win. There's like no way you're not gonna win. And I mean, either you shoot or he shoots you. It's not really kind of a thing you ponder too much about. And it's strange because Andor's often portrayed very much here as a kind of shoot first and shoot quickly kind of decisive kind of guy, and that wasn't really what was happening. So yeah, that was a bit odd, but whatever. But yeah, I mean, it all seemed to go roughly to plan, except the comms officer got suspicious over stuff and went to investigate himself, and I guess that's where it mainly went wrong. That, and they were running a wee bit behind schedule because Vel was kind of getting a bit anxious, but I don't know if that ultimately caused any issues. But yeah, there was a firefight broke out, and I think both Gorn and is it Tamwin was a bigger person? They both get shot and left for dead. Presumably they're dead. You three escape. Aren't careful enough on the launch, and a bunch of gold or whatever the credits are crush. I think it's Karis I'm going with here, the guy, which was the most brutal part of the episode and really unexpected. He survives long enough to get them an escape velocity, and then it dies on the operating table when they go to see a doctor. And then the interesting part of the episode was when Skeen was trying to be like, we should split the credits half and just take them for ourselves, and then Andor just like abruptly shoots him, which was interesting. I mean, I guess his fear was that Skeen had basically outed himself as someone who would inevitably betray him and shoot him. So he's like, well, I'm not going to take any chances. But like, there wasn't anything explicit, but Skeen was about to kill him. But I guess I was like, I guess I would at least have a pistol pointed on him. But I guess in very much the consistency of the show, decides to kill again, in a kind of preemptive self-defense. But that's quite a dark thing to do. So yeah, that was interesting. But yeah, this episode was tense. I was tense the entire time. It had some beautiful cinematography, especially of the eye. Like, there's a shot where you have a backlit TIE, and you see the TIE pilot climb into it, and in the back it's just like this multicolored spectrum of like comets, and I was like, that's such a good shot. I'm sure they really enjoyed putting it in the episode, and I really appreciate that shot. And the rest of it's kind of very greyish, but greyish in a kind of war film greyish kind of look. So that helped contrast, because a lot of it was like war film grey, but then you have like this multicolored spectrum of lights, and it's like, that's a really lovely contrast. And yeah, we end with, you know, the Imperial Security Bureau getting their heckles up at this attack, and then we see Luther literally laughing maniacally, almost like a villain. And it's literally like a villain shot, because he usually like shows you like the last. It ends a cliffhanger with the villain laughing, and that's literally what happens here. Except it's Luthen, who is a very kind of mysterious figure. Anyway, I got a bounce, so that was going to be a super fast one there. So cheers for watching. Let me know what you think, and I will see you guys later on today for She-Hulk, I hope, unless I fall asleep, which is what happened last night when I didn't watch this on time. So bye.